And Russell's not here today, but we are still standing with Ukraine. And he's not here because, again, we have 3 guests, and we're kind of continuing from our last show. And we'll do a little recap, but I have here today, again, Svetlana, CEO of Dobro New England, who we've been helping for over 4 years, Oksana Korpalo, thank you. And she's a professor in Ukraine, and Kyle Logan, who is, he's an American, but they're now fiancés. Mm-hmm. And you were working, or are you still working with the Peace Corps?
Not anymore. I previously, from about 2.5 years, from 2016 to 2018.
Oh, okay. Is that how you met?
Originally.
Oh, cool. That's really neat. And so we're going to talk a little bit more with them about their experiences, especially Oksana, who has been, and Kyle has been there quite often too. You just had like over 2 months that Correct. You were there. So experiencing all that's going on in Ukraine and the struggles that have been happening when you live there from day to day. And so I do want to talk a little bit about the humanitarian aid part of it, because as we are all still standing with Ukraine, we try to do what we can. And sometimes even the smallest thing, like talking to your representatives, can mean a big deal. And people in Ukraine, I think I've heard stories that they really appreciate even the smallest help. So have you heard from Ukrainians? Let me start with Oksana. How do you feel when you hear that there are Americans helping in Ukraine?
Oh, we are really appreciate that, like, and I think it's like the only way how we can be brave and deal against Russia, because like Russian support is smaller than Ukrainian support, and it's like visible. It's difficult to fight against Russia, but with Americans and Europe and like I don't know, support, it's possible.
Mm. Have you noticed any effects of aid from the U.S.?
I've seen less U.S. support, less funding, especially since the Trump administration cut with DOGE, USAID, and other programs like the Millennium Challenge program and some military assistance programs.
Okay.
So there's a lot less. And to some extent, the Europeans and Canadians have picked up in some of the Asian countries, such as Japan, but it doesn't match the amount. The U.S. is just a huge country.
Mm-hmm. And Svetlana, you run an organization for aid, mm-hmm. and how much do you appreciate the people and the different items that come in? And
I'm definitely like can say that American people very kind, very kind. I'm not talking about politics or things, but I see like people who really want to help. And like yesterday I saw somebody with Ukrainian flag in the car, and I like start like waving, and it's like, and those people were American. They even don't know Ukrainian, but they have flag in their car. So I am very, very thankful for people who want to help and save lives of people. In Ukraine, struggling, but it's like Ukraine fights. Yeah. And if like small Ukraine survive, that means freedom will survive, and all people will be really happy, because, you know, you have to stay for your freedom. It's only way, and it's not free.
Freedom is not free. It's really hard to stand for what you believe in, because Russia doesn't just hit
But we can
the
do
front
together.
line, it hits people to terrorize, and that cannot be easy.
But we can do all together. That is the point.
Yeah, every little bit counts. And I'm always so amazed when people come up, because we do a lot of fairs where I turn my art into humanitarian aid for Ukraine, and a lot of people come up and they say, "Are you Ukrainian?" And I'm like, "No, but you're helping?" I'm like, "Yes, it's just to do something good." I do come from a family of giving people. I have an aunt who spent over 50 years in Colombia and would give her bed to someone dying in the street. So those are pretty big shoes to fill. And so I help not just with Ukraine, but with other organizations as well. And Russell, who's not here today, when I first met him, he was volunteering for all kinds of organizations. And when the full-scale invasion started, that's when we all decided to do something. So, and people appreciate that. They come in and talk to us and appreciate that. So you mentioned in the last interview some stories about things that affected you with this war, and I'm sure that you have some more stories. I think you were just telling me in the interim about the effects where there's less men, so they have these block posts.
So there's many men have died. Officially, they don't republish the number, but it's thousands and thousands and thousands. And in addition to those that have died, many are injured or severely injured. And so there's a shortage of also men for the military, because there's men generally cannot leave the country if they're over 22 years old, and till they're, I believe, 60. And there's also partly because there's so many men in the military right now because of the war, there's not enough for certain jobs. There's shortage of workers for factories, construction.
Right, but I wanted to find out about your experience with these stops in
So
the
there's
roads.
something called the TITSAKA, which is the military recruitment. And so they're responsible for recruiting, also for finding, we'll call draft dodgers in the country. And they're also responsible for informing widows of their husbands or partners who've been killed. And so they've stopped me because they don't know I'm American on the street. They're allowed to stop anybody without a warrant. And all my interactions have been civil, but one time they did come, they surprised me. But usually when they show my American passport, they let me go. But if I was a Ukrainian, they may not let me go.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Do you have a story, Oksana, about, doesn't have to be like something like this, but something.
Did you go by yourself, or you were with Oksana? Or
Oh, it was.
I've had both, with her
Okay.
and by myself,
Okay.
where they stopped me.
Yeah, it was.
But it sounds like it was pretty simple. Just show your passport.
It's pretty simple because of Kyle's passport, but I was like really scared in Lutsk once.
A city.
Yeah, it's Lutsk city. It's also like West Ukraine, but they just like stopped next to us, like the big van.
No government thing or nothing, no label
Oh, it
on
was
it.
just a big
Like
truck.
looks like an undercover van with foreign French number license plate on it.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it was, and the guy was like, he was like really polite. Like I've experienced, like they were not cruel, but he wore like a balaclava on his face.
Oh, yeah.
And he stopped us and
They
like,
surprised me
Yeah.
on purpose.
and
Yeah,
he
that
was-
mask is kind of scary.
Correct.
Like I was super stressed, and he asked Kyle to show something like oberich.
It's like an app for Ukrainian men that shows their status, if they're currently correctly registered, if they're evading.
Oh, okay.
service.
Yeah, it's like Dia or Barich. It's like online services. I can use like my online passport also everywhere, basically in Ukraine.
Oh.
So it's kind of like for months to show everywhere that they do like that registration or they like.
Think of it if there was an app for selective service, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because like if you're looking for a job, like your employee will ask you for papers, how they can give you a job. Also, it's a kind of problem nowadays in Ukraine. But I was like super stressed because of that guy, and he was really polite and asked about that oberich. And I started talking to him that like he's a foreigner, he doesn't have any oberich or anything. So after that, Kyle like showed his passport, and it was like fine. But
It was sort of scary because he jumped out of the car
Yeah.
in the middle of the road.
Goodness. Oh, wow.
yeah,
So, Oksana, you are a professor?
yes.
And so, how is it with work in Ukraine?
I'm dealing with young people. They are they growed up during COVID, and now they are experience like a full-scale war for last basically 5 years. But it was like a war basically for all their lives because we have since 2014. So basically they are. Let me count. They my students are 16, 17 years old, so basically all of their life is...
Have they been able to learn with all the interruptions?
More or less, but yes, and also like the background, because like I'm a Polish language teacher and we are also like talking about family relation. I should be like really politely and really realize like, can I ask you about your family or about your, I don't know, what is your dad's profession? Because your dad could be, you know, dead or something.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so we're trying to track it and be really polite and change the topics or try to, because we're teaching like from the very beginning, so it's like the basic first topics for any foreign language when you're starting dealing with it. So, and students are also like, I will say like tired of everything, not super interested on, I don't know, topics. Maybe it's like the Gen Z dealing with studying, or maybe they're just exhausted.
Yeah, not sleeping enough.
Exhausted, yeah, or maybe they're not sleeping enough also. And
You are on the, I'm sorry, you are on the west side. So not as much bombing, but do you ever get interrupted by the bombing?
There's air alarms that goes off, and they're supposed to go to the shelter.
yes, we're going. We're stopping our lessons, and we're supposed to go to the shelter. We can't continue. Like when it's air alarm, it's like everything stopped. Even like if we are filming, we're stopping and we're going to the shelter. Like you are not allowed to do anything.
And businesses, they can't. Some of them have signs they will stop business and close during the air alarm. They legally can stop their business. And so McDonald's will have, it's an air alarm, and a lot of businesses will have the nearest shelter is at this street and the building number.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we're stopping. We're going to shelters, and sometimes we don't know when we can go back to the classes to continue.
Because sometimes it's 20 minutes, sometimes it's 4.5 hours.
And the shelters are under?
Under the university.
Like in Kyiv, it was like 20 hours people experienced to stay in the shelter.
That's got to be so hard.
Yeah, and if you run and like you don't take much with you, right? But you're hungry, you sit there in the basement, it's cold sometimes, you know, you want water, you have some needs.
So, wow, that's rough. A little bit of a switch, but kind of with the same theme with helping. I remember you told me earlier before we started the filming that your mother helps doing some work.
So we have like the charity organization. It's Маскувальні феї. They are dealing with also like directly with different units. So they are doing like, my mom is helping to do like the camouflage nests for military.
So they cover it like tanks, some areas where
Artillery.
Is it like so
height.
drones can't see, or
Correct.
from the sky.
Yes.
Just like visually, it's not see what is going on under.
That's super important to have that netting. Somebody that came here before said they went to the front lines and they have them over the roads even.
Correct.
So
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Miles
like
and miles.
technical one that covers the road.
They've been using also fishing nets from other European countries, huge fishing nets to cover the roads in the east.
and that works.
So some of
They
it
get-
is better than nothing.
They're getting very creative. I saw devices what they cut in little pieces for those they created, and just they put full like amount of fabric and just roll, and it's like so many pieces of fabric are in one shot,
So,
and they cut in and just doing those. It's like wow, that
and
is
that's
like
what your mom does, is cut
Yeah,
it so.
she's just cutting like the fabric to help others volunteers to make that nest. But there are like different types. There are like the technic nest to cover the road.
Yeah.
And other, my mom is helping to do it like the cover tanks, as Svetlana says, or cover something. Yeah, but Kyle can tell us what we are collecting in our apartment building, what they're like reproducing to help
So
army.
they call them krishka, and they're the bottle caps like on your soda bottle, because the
Plastic.
The plastic
Oh.
is that quality of plastic is very useful for medical devices to remake, to melt down.
Oh, that's
you'll-
really
After bread
interesting.
that clips.
The little the little clips on your bread bag, those
Oh.
also.
Huh, because here with recycling, they can't recycle the caps, but those, that's a
Yeah.
good use for the caps.
And also, I'm not sure, is it like still going on, but from the very beginning, they are also asking to collect the empty like vaping pipes, because they can, like, the batteries was still good, so they redo it for something also.
Use the batteries from the vaping.
Correct.
So it's very creative.
Yeah, I guess.
and the
Necessity.
jars, metal jars they use them for make it cans on the winter.
Oh, yeah. Necessity is the mother of invention.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So I did want to ask you all, why is it important for people not to forget that this war is still happening?
So I would say that you never know when war will come knocking on your own door, because we don't, even though we live in America, we don't know when war will come, if it could come. And that if this war, even if you don't see it in the news here, doesn't mean it hasn't stopped other wars in other places also. And that to go along, people are dying and suffering every day.
There are a few wars that are happening now, and
We just don't see them in our news because our news loses
Yeah.
interest.
Yeah, there's no interest. People don't want to listen anymore because they're tired. But I want to remain like, do you remember how beginning was, how everyone was
Sure.
upset, everyone wanted to help. It was huge wave of the help was. And it was really, really big help, and people starting like feeling all that support, and that it's very important was. And now it's still needs all of that. Please be kind, continue to support Ukraine, because that is the place where the freedom will be surviving.
yeah. Do you have something to say about that also, about hoping that people don't forget.
Yeah, it's like even small support, and maybe you are thinking it's like nothing. It will be a good idea to start and to, I don't know, to make dealing something and to start dealing something.
Okay, and one last question for you, Svetlana. So, what kind of humanitarian aid will make the biggest difference right now?
If you want to donate money, you always can donate with our website or like Venmo, PayPal. People can do that. We have also a way to donate money, like just go to the fairs, what is Maria and Russell go, and we also go in some events organizing. So just follow us on Facebook and see. You never know, maybe you near us and you can just enjoy our Petrikivka class and we will paint together. And that it will be also help. You will spend time with your family and we will be very appreciate your support.
That would be great.
And also I want to show this last thank you letter from Ukraine. This is the troops give us thank you letter for our nonprofit, so for our support. And you can also see the flags behind us, that it's signed with soldiers who is still alive.
And thankful for the tourniquets that you send, the medics and the medicine.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I want to thank again, as always, Concord TV for helping us to produce these shows and interviewing people who are still standing with Ukraine. We have on our YouTube channel, Still Standing with Ukraine. We'll be posting this as well as you may be seeing it on YouTube or you may be seeing it on Concord TV. But you can continue to watch this show and other shows on our YouTube channel. And we'll also have a link to Dobro New England on our YouTube channel so you can donate if you'd like. And so that's it for today. Slava Ukraini,
Heroyam Slava.
which is glory to Ukraine.
Glory to heroes.
Glory to heroes.